Let's talk trade in a different area. TJ Watt has been the name to watch for the last 48 hours. Everybody's talking about him. People are freaking out. I mean, every time I'm a big Rich Eisen guy. Every time I turn on Rich Eisen in the last 24 hours, it feels like he's talking about how TJ Watt should never get traded. And I don't disagree with anything that's coming out of the man's mouth. He's a legend. Okay. But that's just how much everybody's talking about TJ Watt getting traded. Well, and I know the second I say this name, everybody's just going to say, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But we have to talk about it. This is a hypothetical. None of this is a report. That's why I said Analyst floats, nothing more. Andrew Filipponi in 93.7 The Fan. And I'm sorry. I know I had to do it. Tossed out TJ Watt to the Eagles. And the trade gets you thinking just a little bit. Nolan Smith and a third-round pick for TJ Watt. Now, Nolan Smith's got 6 sacks last season, 1 sack the year before that. He's done very little in 2 years in the NFL, but he's still first-round pick with a ton of talent out of Georgia. And, I mean, he looks the part if he could play the part. We'll see if he does. I know nobody wants to trade TJ. I would never trade TJ. What would your reaction be to this trade?
Eye roll extraordinaire. Listen, did you say it was a first or a third round pick alongside?
A third.
Yeah, even double eye roll. Man, I know that there is a lot of panic going on right now, and there's a lot of reason to have skepticism about the entire negotiations happening with TJ Watt. I understand that breeds, crazy ideas or opportunities arise from it, whatever you want to call it, however you want to label it. That is a woefully bad trade for TJ Watt, for arguably, if you don't want to call him the best edge rusher in the NFL, a top 3 edge rusher, no debate, in the NFL.
Yes.
To get back an unproven player, no matter the athletic sort of tools and the first round pedigree, and a mid-round draft pick for that player. I mean, what are you doing? If the Steelers are all in, why in the hell would you do that? Now, if you said it was Nolan Smith, a third-round pick plus a first-round pick plus a first-round pick, then I'm like, well, maybe you have to think harder than a minute about it. But that initial offer, no, I hang up the phone and say, nice try, buddy.
Oh, man. So Pony's response, I got to pull it up here because I don't disagree. The eye roll extraordinaire is hilarious. He tweeted, hypothetical trade, Steelers trade TJ Watt to the Eagles for Nolan Smith and a third-round pick. Philly has the Jets third. I would do this, and it doesn't seem far-fetched for either team. I am very much so on the side of you. I know. Look at dude. Pony's the man, dude. He's a good dude, but this is a wild one. And he knows it's a wild one. He's well aware of the situation. There's not a chance, okay? There are select names I'd trade TJ Watt for. There are. You want to hear them?
Mm-hmm.
Would you love to know the names? Edge rusher wise, we could go, I could expand it if you want, but it's a slightly larger list. But just to give you an example of the all-around list, it starts with Patrick Mahomes. Number 2 on the list is Josh Allen. Okay. Mm-hmm. Number 3 would be Joe Burrow and or Lamar Jackson. And then it kind of just goes so you can get the gist. Edge rusher wise, the guys I'm trading TJ Watt for, Aiden Hutchinson would be on that list for sure. Micah Parsons would be on that list for sure. I'd make an offer to Cleveland just to say no after they said yes. You could keep. Yeah, I mean,
where's Nolan Smith on that list?
He's not. He's not even close. He's not on the list.
Oh,
he's not on the list. He's not on the list. So let's be honest. Like, if a trade were to come down and TJ was to go, and the Steelers probably wanted to get a pick or a player, because let's be honest, I said yesterday, I want to say, let's be honest lesson here. I just said twice about 4 seconds. What is wrong with me? The Steelers would want a player on top of a pick. They want a Super Bowl run in 2025. They've done all these things to build this phenomenal team. They're not just going to say, TJ for a first. Yeah, that sounds great. We'll worry about that in a year. Nick Herbig, Jack Sawyer, Jermaine Moon, have fun. You could replace TJ Watt. No, they want a player. What's the what like? Is there a player out there that you could even think of to say this is the guy I would trade TJ Watt for? Realistically.
No, not realistically. No, not at all. What really trips me up in this whole hypothetical discussion is, does it have to be an edge rusher that is replacing Watt coming back? Because if you could maybe fill a hole, another position of need, if you could get maybe another safety or a wide receiver too, that's a part of this package, then suddenly my ears perk up a little bit and I'm a little bit more interested in this hypothetical trade discussion. But if you're telling me that I'm just going to go get a different linebacker when this team has several linebackers that they have confidence in and confidence in their development in a year or two, why would I just go get another body to throw into the mix, even if it is someone who is, Nolan Smith was drafted 3 years ago, so he's in his mid-20s. So
24.
He's 24. Okay. So great. Age is helpful. He's not on the wrong side of 25 or anything like that, but I just don't understand why you would add another linebacker to a crowded depth chart if you could go address a different position of need for the Steelers. Either way, there's not a lot of players that I would want to give up TJ Watt for. Justin Jefferson, maybe.
Are you going are
you going
top tier wide receiver though? If Terry McLaurin's on the board for TJ Watt, to me, that's not an even trade. It's not a wide receiver is worth way less than an outside linebacker. Way less. I don't care what you say. This is the NFL. These guys help you win Super Bowls. Wide receivers help you get there, but Juju Smith catches the game-winning touchdown in a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter. TJ and a strong it's just not. To me, a wide receiver doesn't do it. It's got to be a player of equal value in an equal position, and the Steelers just don't need that. Unless somebody was like, "Hey, you want Drake May for TJ Watt?" I'd be like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good, I guess." But there isn't a position on the football field that I think it'd have to be defensive line. They would have to, or offensive line. If you were willing to trade, somebody called you and they said, "Hey, here's something crazy. Here's Tristan Wirfs for TJ Watt." Yeah, all right, sounds good. That's awesome. That's tackle the future there. But it just doesn't. There's nothing that makes sense to me.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where I land too. Sure, maybe there's players that would be of equal value in this hypothetical, but there is nothing that provides the Steelers any sort of additional edge if you give up, or any sort of advantage, any sort of improvement if you give up TJ Watt in return. So there's just no, I know that this is the time, it's the abyss, to use your phrase. Yes. This is the time, especially with a massive trade that has shaken up the organization, that there's, speculation is going to run rampant. I understand all of that. I'm not, not poo-poo and Filipponi for throwing it out there. This is the time to talk about those things. I get it.
It is.
I still think TJ Watt, and if you would have asked me a week ago, how confident am I that Minkah Fitzpatrick will be a Steeler come week 1, I would have said 100%. So, am I right all the time? And no, but am I confident that TJ Watt's going to be a Steeler come week 1 and play? Yeah, 100% still. None of this crazy shakeups over the past couple of days changes my outlook on TJ Watt. So it's hard for me to even go further down that hypothetical because of that as well.
I agree. There's just nothing. Look at Nick Fairbot tweeted out "F no" today was a quote he got from a source. I made phone calls 2 days ago, sent texts 2 days ago. Yo, what's going on? It was a phone call. I'm going to be honest. I don't say, I'm an old guy. Okay. I say, if I send you a text, chances are I'm going to call you 4 minutes later because you didn't answer my text fast enough. When on Monday, I made a phone call just to see what was going on, and I got the rundown of what was happening, and then just like every other conversation I've had on this situation, it ended with, "We're gonna get a deal done. It's gonna get a deal. It's gonna happen. Nobody's worried about it." All right, great, sounds good. We have no intentions of trading TJ Watt. None. They actually said a lot more than that and way more aggressive words. But unlike Nick, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put it out there. So it's just not, to me. it's still very much off the table. And there are certain things that you know, I never heard the rumbles of Minka. I'll admit I missed on that one, but I'm checking on TJ, and I'm not hearing anything. Not a thing on TJ Watt.
Did anyone hit on Minka? Was like, because I like, again,
No.
like, not that I was like, again, not that I get things right often, but I didn't see a single thing. I didn't hear a single thing about Minka Fitzpatrick being a trade option for the Steelers this summer. So, Omar Khan kind of moves in silence. So
Yes.
it is hard to predict. Just kind of goes to show you another example of that. But yeah, TJ Watt, I think, is a Steeler for life. I won't feel a different way, and I won't say anything differently until proven otherwise.
I agree. All right. With that said, let's finish off our agenda here before we start dancing or answering. Not dancing. We're gonna dance later. For right now, we're just gonna answer some questions. I'm telling you, I said it in the chat earlier in the call-in show. I hit a point of I'm just like jazzed up from all this. You know what I mean? Like, this is my list of stories that I'm trying to get through, that like my brain has just been rattling off. I'm like, all right, I gotta write this. Ooh, this sounds like a great story. Let's write this. That this morning I woke up and realized I was like, ooh, dude, you're tired, brother. You're tired. So we're just slowly shutting down, but in a good way. Like, I'm fired up. You know what I mean? It's good to feel fired up on July 2nd for an NFL reason. And the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?